It's Wednesday, June 4th, 2025. Breaking news. Tonight, JPMorgan just did the financial equivalent of putting on a Bitcoin t-shirt and pretending it's always been into hard money. According to Bloomberg, the banking behemoth will now accept Bitcoin ETFs, starting with BlackRock's monstrous IBIT fund, as collateral for loans. That's right, JPMorgan, whose CEO, Jamie Dimon, once compared Bitcoin to a fraud.
He mentioned Bitcoin. You said you didn't know what we were talking about. We pretty much always have some crypto conversation with you. I'm just curious, because I don't think we've talked to you since...
I think all that's been a waste of time, and why you guys waste any breath on it is totally beyond me.
Because you just think the whole thing just is
going to zero?
Going to zero and it's fake?
Bitcoin itself is a hyped-up fraud. It's a pet rock.
You're back to that?
Yeah,
really?
Of course, yeah.
So what do you make then of BlackRock and other firms that are investing in infrastructure?
No, that's different. Blockchain is a technology ledger system that we use to move information. We've used it to do overnight repo, intraday repo. We've used it to we've used it to move money.
Right.
So that is a ledger. That's a technology ledger type of thing that we think will be deployable. Remember, we've been talking about that for 12 years too, and very little's been done.
There's some tokens that I agree with you on, but Bitcoin's based on a distributed ledger.
Yeah,
it has all the characteristics of a store of value. It's immutable. It's scarce.
Totally untrue. It's
21 million.
Well, yeah, really. How do you know it's going to stop at 21 million?
Because
I've mentioned this to people
Satoshi.
Too. Everyone says that. Well, maybe it's going to get to 21 million, and Satoshi's picture is going to come up and laugh at you all and say, no.
There isn't a picture.
And by then, Satoshi will have taken out billions of dollars.
Now handing out fiat against BTC exposure like it's just another blue chip stock. The bank's new policy will also count crypto ETF holdings when calculating appliance net worth. Translation? Bitcoin just went from being the rebel asset to being your rich uncle's new flex. IBIT alone holds over $70 billion in AUM, more than half of all U.S. spot Bitcoin ETF assets, and JPMorgan wants a piece of that collateral action. This marks a major reversal. Until now, JPM only allowed crypto ETF collateral on a whisper and wink basis for select clients. But this time, they're rolling it out globally, whether you're a Wall Street whale or a Miami crypto bro with a decent wallet and a Lambo lease. Of course, this move lines up beautifully with Jamie Dimon's recent declaration that JPMorgan will let clients buy Bitcoin outright. Looks like JP's trying to front-run the revolution it once mocked. And let's not forget the markets. After 3 days of ETF outflows, Tuesday saw a sharp reversal. $378 million in inflows. Bitcoin's not just back. It's being escorted to the VIP lounge by TradFi's finest. I'm Max Voltz, and this is CryptoWars. Because nothing says fraud like using it as collateral 6 months later. From Wall Street's new love affair with Bitcoin to California's awkward custody battle over it. The California State Assembly just passed AB 1052, a bill that lets the state seize unclaimed crypto from exchange accounts after 3 years of inactivity. Translation? If you don't log in or make a move, Gavin Newsom gets visitation rights with your Bitcoin. But don't panic just yet. According to the bill's defenders, this isn't some smash and grab. Unlike traditional unclaimed property laws, where your bank account gets liquidated and your cash ends up buying office chairs for Sacramento bureaucrats, this bill supposedly keeps your crypto as crypto. It just sits in a state-appointed custodial wallet until you come back and say, hey, that's mine. Critics say it violates the cypherpunk spirit. Supporters argue it's standard unclaimed property law, just updated for the blockchain age. The catch? If your BTC moons while California's holding it, you reap the gains. If it dumps, that's your problem too. It's like forced hodling, but with a government middleman and zero memes. The vote passed unanimously, 78-0, which means either everyone in the assembly suddenly understands digital assets, or no one read the bill. The real takeaway? If you don't control your keys, you're not just trusting exchanges anymore. You're trusting the state of California to hodl responsibly, which is basically like trusting a goldfish to babysit your hardware wallet. From the state trying to seize your Bitcoin, to a company buying it like it's medical equipment on clearance. Semler Scientific, a medtech firm that apparently moonlights as a Bitcoin maxi, just dropped another $20 million to scoop up 185 BTC, bringing its total stash to 4,449 Bitcoin, worth nearly $500 million. That's not a typo. a company known for diagnostics, is now better known for its digital bag. Since May 2024, Semler's been steadily stacking sats like a micro-strategy intern with a caffeine addiction, at an average buy price of $107,974 per coin. They're currently up about 26.7% on their total investment. Not bad for a firm that started out in the business of reading EKGs, not blockchain charts. But here's the kicker. Despite the bold Bitcoin buys, their stock is down 37% this year. Investors are either blind, broke, or too busy crying over Nvidia to notice. It's a wild contrast to Japan's Metaplanet, whose Bitcoin bet sent shares flying 265%. Semler, still waiting for Wall Street to catch up, or at least send a thank you note for helping inflate IBIT's AUM. Meanwhile, public companies now hold around 3.4 million BTC total, with ETFs and corporate treasuries leading the charge. Governments come in third, which is probably for the best. We've seen how they handle assets. Semler says this is about long-term financial health. And honestly, in a world of negative real yields and clownish monetary policy, hoarding Bitcoin might be the most medically sound decision they've made. If Satoshi ever comes back, he's getting a stethoscope and a Semler badge. From medtech stacking sats to entire nations going full orange. South Korea just joined the global Bitcoin awakening by electing a pro-Bitcoin president, Lee Jae-myung. And this guy isn't just talking the talk. He's pledging to legalize Bitcoin ETFs, launch a won-backed stablecoin, and even let the country's $884 billion national pension fund dip into Bitcoin. That's not policy. That's laser eyes on a flag. Lee's rise follows the impeachment of former President Yoon Suk-yeol, who tried to pull a martial law speedrun last year. In response, South Korea didn't just vote for change. They voted for crypto rebellion. Lee called it a day of judgment, and apparently, Judgment Day includes a whole lot of Bitcoin. And he's not alone. Just days after Poland elected a Bitcoiner, now South Korea steps up with 16 million crypto holders, over a third of the population. This isn't fringe anymore. It's electoral leverage. In fact, Lee's campaign explicitly tied Bitcoin adoption to democratic freedom and national financial sovereignty. Take notes, IMF. Even the U.S. Vice President at the Vegas Bitcoin conference said the quiet part out loud. China hates Bitcoin, so maybe America should love it. Let's be clear. 2024 was the year of Wall Street. 2025 is the year of nation-states, and South Korea just dropped a fat orange pin on the map. Bitcoin isn't just a store of value anymore. It's becoming a litmus test for leadership. And in this new geopolitical chessboard, the queens hold cold wallets. And just when you thought the Bitcoin pivot couldn't get any weirder, a Spanish coffee chain just threw $1.1 billion at it. Meet Venati Coffee, a struggling cafe chain that just decided espresso shots aren't cutting it, and they're going full Bitcoin first. Inspired by MicroStrategy's cult classic corporate pivot, Chairman Salvador Martí is asking for board approval to transform Venati into a digital asset beast. His plan? Offer new stock, leverage financing, stack sats, and pray that Bitcoin moons harder than their cappuccino machine. Let's be real, this isn't about diversification. Martí wants to dump the old business model entirely and rebuild Venati around Bitcoin. It's less coffee shop with a crypto fund and more Satoshi bucks with a caffeine problem. They've already bought 5 BTC as a teaser, and now they're chasing a full $1 billion reserve strategy. All this after posting a $3.7 million loss in 2024, more than their entire annual revenue. So yeah, why not bet it all on magic internet money? The markets didn't know what to make of it. Vanity's stock spiked, then dropped like a day-old donut. But hey, if GameStop can rise from meme ashes with Bitcoin, why not Vanity? It's bold, it's insane, it's Bitcoin. And in a world of terminal fiat decay, betting the cafe on digital gold might just be the most rational move a failing CEO can make. So grab a latte, load a ledger, and get ready for blockchain brew culture. Because in 2025, even your barista might be dollar cost averaging. And finally tonight, a tale of modern tragedy, starring a landfill, 8,000 bitcoins, and one very unlucky IT guy. After 12 years of digging through bureaucracy and begging for permission to excavate literal garbage, James Howells, the Newport man who accidentally tossed out a hard drive holding $742 million in Bitcoin, has officially ended his search. Back in 2013, he cleaned his office, threw out the wrong drive and unknowingly chucked what would become one of the largest personal Bitcoin holdings in history. It's been buried under tons of trash ever since, alongside expired yogurt, broken printers, and the dreams of anyone who bought XRP at the top. Howells tried everything. AI-powered drones, robotic landfill diggers, environmental pledges, legal battles. He even offered to fund the search himself. But Newport City Council told him to shove it, because apparently toxic gas is a bigger concern than financial redemption. And in the end, a British judge ruled the mission hopeless. The hard drive likely didn't survive a decade of moisture, pressure, and bureaucratic neglect. So now, the Bitcoin stays buried, untouched, unclaimed, possibly corrupted. But hey, Hollywood's got the rights. A docuseries titled The Buried Bitcoin drops later this year. Because if you can't get your fortune back, at least you can monetize your misery. Let this be a lesson. In crypto, not your keys, not your coins, isn't just a slogan. It's an obituary. That concludes tonight's transmission. I'm Max Voltz, and this is Crypto Wars. And remember, we're powered by you. No sponsors, no overlords, no ESG-approved coffee chain. Just digital rebels flinging truth like Molotovs at the monetary machine. So smash that subscribe button like it's a printer from Office Space, and help us keep this signal screaming through the noise. Good night, stay sovereign, and stay spicy.